Addison's disease is also known as primary adrenal insufficiency and is caused by an hyposecretion of adrenal cortex hormones. A common cause is an autoimmune distraction. Glucocorticoid deficiency can lead to reduced vascular tone, poor catecholamine response, decreased gluconeogenesis, and a mineralocorticoid deficiency causes dehydration, hypotension, hyponatremia, and hyperkalemia. This must be differentiated from secondary adrenal insufficiency, which results from a low amount of ACTH hormone that is produced by the pituitary gland and does not affect the mineralocorticoids. The diagnosis of adrenal cortex insufficiency or Addison's disease involves measuring of serum cortisol levels. A morning cortisol level less than 5 micrograms per deciliter suggests an adrenal insufficiency. An ACTH stimulation test, also known as a NACTEN test, is as well used in the diagnosis. In normal individuals, cortisol rises, and in Addison's disease, there is no rise in cortisol. When performing an assessment on patients with Addison's disease, there are signs of adrenal insufficiency including lethargy, fatigue, and muscle weakness, gastrointestinal disturbances, weight loss, menstrual changes or impotence, and lab findings may include hypoglycemia, hyponatremia, hyperkalemia, and hypercalcemia. Patients with Addison's disease may also present with hypotension and skin hyperpigmentation that is usually in the primary disease. This hyperpigmentation will produce what we call a bronzed skin. An Addisonian crisis is an acute adrenal crisis that is life-threatening due to sudden adrenal insufficiency. It can be triggered by stress, infection, trauma, surgery, or even an abrupt withdrawal of corticosteroids. This adrenal insufficiency results in severe electrolyte imbalances and hypovolemic shock. Electrolyte imbalances that are experienced in patients with Addisonian crisis are hyponatremia and hyperkalemia. Some of the assessment findings in Addisonian crisis include severe headache, severe abnormal leg and lower back pains, generalized weakness, irritability and confusion, severe hypotension, shock, hypercalcemia, abdominal pain, loss of appetite. We have dizziness and lethargy. What are the nursing intervention for patients with Addisonian crisis? You need to prepare to administer high-dose hydrocortisone replacement intravenously as prescribed, administer intravenous fluids as prescribed to replace the fluids that are lost and to restore electrolyte balance, and following a resolution of the adrenal crisis, you need to administer glucocorticoids and mineralocorticoids orally as prescribed. A close monitoring of vital signs, neurological status, fluid intake and output, and lab value monitoring, particularly sodium, potassium, and blood glucose levels. Patients should remain on bed rest in a quiet environment, and we need to protect them from infection. In Addison's disease, the vital signs, particularly for hypotension, weight loss, and intake and output of fluids, you monitor white blood cell levels, blood glucose levels, potassium, sodium, and calcium levels. Administer glucocorticoid and or mineralocorticoid medications as prescribed. You need to observe for Addisonian crisis that is caused by stress, infection, trauma, or surgery. In client education, clients need a lifelong glucocorticoid and possibly mineralocorticoid replacement, where doses may need to be adjusted during stress. Patients should avoid infection exposure, strenuous activity, over-the-counter medications, and should follow a high-protein, high-carbohydrate diet. Supplements for calcium and vitamin D may be needed, and clients should wear a medical alert bracelet and know how to recognize the signs of hormone imbalance.